with actual nourishing substances and cut out or everything else. So all these places that are popping up, you know, talking about vegan and plant-based, and you know, you can go to places like Sprouts and Whole Foods, and they have these large fridges filled with processed vegan foods. But it's like, all right, what are the, you know, vegan meaning there's no animal products, but there are chemicals still being used, right? So they're still using toxins. So, you know, and sugars. High fructose corn syrup doesn't contain animal products. It's a vegan. Cocaine is vegan. You know, soy is vegan.
Cocaine is plant-based. We're going to switch back. Give us a second, guys. The mic's muted. All right, can you guys hear us now? Okay, they can hear us.
They can or can't.
Oh, but they might be hearing me from my laptop.
So
can you hear us now?
Uh-oh, you're breaking up.
You can't hear us because I'm talking. No one's saying anything. They can't hear us. So
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
No, they should be hearing us through the system.
I think you guys froze.
1, 2.
Can you hear now?
We can hear you.
You guys. A minute. You froze for a minute.
All right. Okay.
Can you hear us?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool.
So how do people? I just think that like with everything going on, how people say they're vegan and they're like overweight. They're eating the wrong stuff, right?
And a lot of it. You know.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's right, and that's another thing. You have some people who, right, I'm vegan now, but they're gluttonous vegan, or their thyroid gland, you know, their system of metabolism has already been affected, where they have hypothyroidism. You know, so they might have already messed up their system. So that's why we have certain supplements that provide the body with resources to reverse hypothyroidism, for instance, to get rid of the thyroid globulin that is causing issues with things like the thyroid gland, you know, things that affect the liver. So, you know, it's some people have already damaged their bodies, but this is why we have detoxes, because detoxification is the first step in healing. So because you do a detox, it doesn't mean now that you're healthy. It means that you've gotten rid of toxins that would impede your progress when you're trying to recover, when you're trying to heal. So get rid of the toxins, makes it easier to heal. So we have elimination and reparation that takes place, and then regeneration that follows. All right, if that makes sense to you, Deshaun.
Yep. You know, he just Mr.Breaks just appeared. It kind of froze, and he was sitting. He wasn't there. Then it froze, and then he was sitting there. It was like poof, like magic.
I'm doing magic. Yeah.
It's either his bald head or it's the glasses. It's one of the two things.
It's my animal magnetism. And it's funny. The side effect is jealousy. Random acts of jealousy. I don't know.
The only green is on my t-shirt, my friend.
Said the Grinch.
That's it for me. Thank you.
Thank you. Deshaun, I got my tracksuit, by the way. Thank you.
Okay, cool. I can't believe I did that, though.
No, it's all right. And I got my free gift as well. And it's funny, I've actually got one of those.
Hold on. Why don't you send 2 gifts? You could have put one in for Amsu.
She did send you a gift. It's the bag that mine came in, the clear bag. It's a self-adhesive bag. You can reuse
when you travel, you know? Use that. It's good for when you travel, though. You
there you go. Yeah.
If you check luggage.
Yeah.
Now, one thing I did buy a long time ago was one of those vacuum bags. What do you call it? Vacuum packing kits. Have you tried those? Where you put your clothes in and you get the vacuum cleaner. Those are great if you're storing clothes for a long time and Yeah, and you worried about
You
mothballs and
use
stuff.
it to travel. You put that in your suitcase. You can fit a lot more clothes in
A
there.
ton of stuff in
especially-
Oh, thanks
Yeah.
for that.
You didn't know about that.
You know,
Yeah.
what's that got to do with me not getting a gift?
I'll send you one later. I'll figure something out.
All
Don't
right,
worry,
yeah.
I'll share mine with him. I'll let him weigh his bags every so often. Thank you, Deshaun.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Tanya, you back? Are
Yeah.
we back?
So two things was, one was, do you know what causes fibrocystic breast? Because I told you I did my lab work before and after, and they were like, you just have fibrocystic breast, or they're all over, blah blah blah. This was years ago when I first met you guys. But after I did a few different detoxes, but after when I went the last time, I haven't been back for a mammogram because I was like, why do I need to go? Just because I don't know. When I felt like something was wrong before, I was right. I went in, took care of it, and I didn't even have to get everything removed. Let's say just those 3 lumps were removed, and you can't even tell they went in. So I'm in tune with my body. I feel like, and I feel like when something's wrong again, I'll know. And I just don't want all that, the MRI, whatever you call them, MRI stuff all on my, I just don't want all that. So maybe I'm wrong. Who will find out? But when the last one they did, they said, what did you do? Because they're all gone except for one stubborn one in the right breast, which had 3 removed, but there's 3 lumps removed, but there's 1 cyst left on that breast. And I don't know, it's probably just me needing to buckle down even more. So what causes it is a question. Because in my theory, it's something that I've been eating or was eating or something I'm doing, and it's not processing correctly, and it's translating to these things in my breast. That's how I see it. So I don't know if that's right, but can you tell me anything?
And it's still estrogen. It's still estrogen at the root cause.
And I believe
So it's wherever there are an abundance of estrogen receptors is usually where you will get either fibroids are for the uterus, but fibrocystic breasts, a lot of estrogen receptors there. So when you are and again, it's how the estrogen receptor alpha is the polymorphism within black people, how we process and metabolize and utilize estrogen in the body. We exacerbate, we amplify the effects. So when there's an excess, and estrogen has its uses, right? It helps with the female reproductive system. It helps with the mammary glands. It helps with body shape, right? But it must be highly regulated, right? All hormones should be highly regulated, where we don't want anything going out of whack. But there's a dominance where estrogen outweighs everything. The ratio between estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone it far outweighs them, and then it causes devastation within cells. Right, causes inflammation.
But why? I wonder why I never get sick. That's except for those 3 lumps, barring that, and that wasn't like in bed drag knockout. I just knew something was wrong because it felt like someone was sticking a tiny precise needle in specific location, and I knew the whole thing was from breastfeeding. They didn't want to listen to me. Told them that was not a good look. They were like, keep breastfeeding, it's okay, it's all right if they ripped your breast, it's okay. And dummy me listened to them. Bad idea. And sure enough, it was in the milk duct that went bad. So I get it. It's all done. But why? I was wondering why I don't get sick. Like, I don't really, if I get sick, you had to be like literally in my face, coughing, and I don't know, maybe my immune system's down. I don't know. But I don't get sick for somebody who's had that and the fibroids. Remember I told you about the fibroids?
Right.
Things happen. Well, I haven't checked those at all. So far, knock on wood, I haven't heard anything. I think I'm good. Or the MRI would have said something at this point. So I'm not worried about it because I don't eat the same way that I used to before all those diagnoses. I was like chicken. I was chicken down, boy. And when I took it to a lab, and my friend works for BBC TV, and we were trying to do this news idea we had. And we took the chicken, just randomly grabbed chicken from all places, organic, not organic, 250 chemicals in the non-organic meat. And even the organic had chemicals in it, all related to, when you Google them all, what those chemicals are, you're like, oh, every illness is linked. So that's what made me stop.
Right. So, again, there's your epigenetics, there's your immune system, there's things that are unique to you where, you know, we always speak about this with the people who smoke. They smoked all their lives, iron lungs, never get sick, never had cancer. Somebody that smokes for a couple of years, lung cancer, dead. So it's down to your constitution, what makes you makes you up. You know, it's just a luck of the draw. Luck of the draw at the end of the day. But when you're doing everything right, you know, when you're doing everything right, it the best you, the best expression. So, you know, you might be expressing genes that are detrimental, but by correct nutrients, that will be corrected. You can actually change which genes are being expressed. That's epigenetics.
Thank you. Yeah, because I have to live to be 101 because I'm being petty. Because both of my great grandfathers, who were all Louisiana eating beignet, alligator, crocodile, smoked, worked on tobacco farms, drove their car until the day they went and got in bed and laid down and didn't wake up from thrombosis at 100. And they were like 6'8", skinny as rails, very skinny. You would never suspect that. So I plan on being 101 because I'm petty like that.
Of course you can. So. You can absolutely do it.
Right.
And you know, it's one thing in terms of, you know, we talk about environment quite a lot, Dr. Amsu and everyone on the call. And I wonder sometimes, where would I want to live? You know, when I get to a certain age where I'm not really running around as much, I want to stay active, but...
Jamaica, obviously. You want to go?
Yeah.
He's been talking about Jamaica a lot.
I want somewhere good, you know. But it may be Jamaica, it may be somewhere in South America, maybe I'll go back to Ghana or something. But you want to live in an environment, you know, we talked about northern Italy, Okinawa, Japan. Those are two places where they have the highest number of octogenarians or people that have, you know, reached 100 than anywhere else in the world. And they've gone and done a whole bunch of research. And the people in northern Italy drink wine, eat rabbit, you know, eat, you know, pasta, cheese, all the things that we're saying, no, don't do it. But they're doing it. Everything's organic, fresh from the farm. You know, they're drinking, you know, not copious amounts of red wine, but enough with the, you know, it's got the polyphenols in it and everything to keep their blood flowing. They're in the sun. Olives, you know, and they're living healthy lives. And guess what? Less amount of stress, right? And so you factor all of these things into your lifestyle. So yeah, you can ditch the medications, but if you're still highly stressed, eating chicken, meat, and alcohol, not being on medications is just, you know, just a little bit less, you know, but you want to put yourself in an environment. So my thing is I want to make as much money as I can when I'm in my 30s and 40s so that I can spend my, you know, latter years enjoying my life, enjoying the environment that I'm in. I don't want to be living in the heart of London at 75, struggling to get on a bus. Forget about that, paying congestion charge and having to shop at Tesco and Sainsbury's and Lidl and Iceland. No, I want to be somewhere where I know my food is organic. You know, I could fetch rainwater and drink it, which is probably very few places. But you see what I mean? It's like, I think, you know, we all have to change our thinking and maybe not just think outside the box, but think about how could we live outside of the zones that they've placed us in? Why do we have to live in highly stressed environments, you know, doing a highly stressed job, being in a place where, you know, we go to New York, Dr. Amsu. If you guys from New York go down to the Port Authority, has a train station right by Times Square. It's a massive, on that little side where we have the hotel. And, you know, one day I was outside the hotel waiting for an Uber and I was just watching the Port Authority station and the amount of people coming in and out of this place and the running. People come out and they're sort of, you know, they're speed walking, Dr. Amsu. They're running for a cab and then they're running down to the other station and they're trying to miss the train. And it was just a highly stressed, hyper emoted environment. You know, then they're dodging rats and rubbish on the street. And I'm not being funny. You guys from up north know exactly what I'm talking about. Imagine every single day. We left that in London, Dr. Amsu. Do you know what I mean? You know,
it's the trash on the sidewalks as well, right there outside. It's like
it's all
like where we live, we're in Georgia. I live in the suburbs, right, in Georgia, and HOA. You get fined for having your trash can where it's visible.
Yeah.
You got to put that round the back of the house. You're only allowed to bring it out on collection day, trash collection day, right? So, and even where there are apartment buildings and that, you don't see trash on the street. It's on the side of the building or at the back of the building where, you know, they when they were building the apartment complexes, right, the condos and that, they factored in, all right, we're gonna give you enough space for the trash trucks. What do they call them?
They even have a lot of them have compactors, don't they?
Right?
Trucks.
The garbage trucks. They're gonna come round the back. There's enough room for them to get in and out and whatever. But New York, that trash on the street thing, man, and I don't like that about London as well. When you go to London, it's the same kind of thing where you got the wheelie bins are everywhere.
And that's just one example. All that to say that, you know, when we think about our lifestyles, you know, and I know I talk about this quite a bit, and I know it may upset some people, but we also want to think about where we live and what we do. Why not? We plan everything else in our lives. Why wouldn't we plan where we live? Why wouldn't we plan, hey, you know, I'm getting older. I don't want to live in hustle and bustle. You know, maybe, and you know, and it's funny, the world has offered some opportunities to us now that we didn't have, you know, when we were kids, and maybe some people on the call were growing up. We now have this gig economy. We now have this gig worker economy. We can now work from home. Can you imagine working from home? You know what work from home meant when we were coming out? You're fired. You got the sack. You know, but work from home now is like a badge of honor. Yeah, of course I work from home. I log in. You know, Fiverr, WeWork, Upwork. We got all these companies that allow us to use our intellectual skill set now to work from home. Now, if I can work from home, does it matter where my home is? My home can be in the middle of New York, or it can be in the middle of the farm somewhere. You know, God knows where, Wyoming or something. Do you know what I mean? So if you have the opportunity and ability to do that, factor those things in. Even if it's like, you know, people are electing now to not have such a big house in the city. They'll get a smaller house in the city, then have a second place out in the country. Then they'll spend a weekend there, or, you know, every other weekend or all weekends out in the country, and then they'll come to work in the city. It's all about lifestyle. It's all about quality of life. And so we should start thinking maybe less about more, quick convenience, and start to think, you know, I want to actually enjoy and relax and allow my body to heal, you know. And so anyway, just going off what you're saying, Tanya, I think we should factor a lot more of that into our thinking about our futures, where we're going to live, what we're going to do, what job we're going to do, you know. Absolutely. So we have no more questions, but listen, guys, this was just a test. We're going to wrap it up now. And we're going to notify you guys. Now, listen, Sunday, 3 p.m. Eastern, we are hosting the first of our endometriosis summit. Single endometriosis, of course, but we're going to have, did the audio go? Can you guys still hear us? That's a no. Can you guys still, okay, you can still, yeah, we're going to have a first of our endo summit, so please dial in 3 o'clock. We'll share the link with that. There's a registration. I know some people had registered for that as well. And we're going to have some guests coming to speak about endometriosis and about the root causes. And of course, you know, we have the solutions. We're going to be talking about that. And we're going to try and host a few things because, as you know, in America anyway, March is Endometriosis Awareness Month. And so we really want to bring the focus to that because it's one of the female reproductive health conditions that's the most debilitating, right? Causes the most pain, where women, you know, miss the most days of work and have the most issues with family life and so on and so forth. It's a real quality of life killer. Let's just say that. And it affects African-American women, of course, disproportionately. And African-American women, unfortunately, are taken less seriously when they do report symptoms. And because of so many things we know about the way we're looked upon and how we handle pain. And so women go through till it's stage 3, 4, 5, and they find out. And then it's, you know, hysterectomy or worse, because endometriosis, as you know, can grow in so many different places. Anyway, Dr. Amsu, so Sunday is the Endo Summit. And then we'll be updating you guys on when we're going to start hosting these calls during the week at an earlier time to accommodate those of you.
We'll be doing a lot of interviews and different interviews throughout the month, speaking with different women and professionals who are in the endo space. Right. This Sunday we're starting with Dr. Keela, one of our regulars here, and I know she just joined IG a few minutes ago. Probably didn't know we was going to do today, but Dr. Keela will have a presentation on Sunday. We do have somebody coming here to the studios here on Monday. Endo Gyal will be coming to the studios here on Monday. So we're gonna record her. We don't know if it's gonna be live. We may interview her and do that pre-record and edit it up so we make it nice and polished for you guys. And we have other guests who we're gonna have throughout the month. So the Endo Summit is beginning on Sunday. It's the first of many interviews and sessions. So we're dedicating this month to focus on that. So yeah. Thanks for having us. Mike is texting. Is she coming tonight?
She will be. You see, you do this to me. Okay, folks, listen, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for bearing with us. Thanks for the technical issues. We're going to work through these things. We're going to come bigger and better. We're going to build back better. I'll use my my Bill Clinton thing. What did he do when he did that thing with his thumb?
Ooh.
Yeah, we're going to build back better. Yeah. So listen, folks, happy detoxing, safe detoxing, happy healing. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your loved one. We are sending love to you in copious amounts. Take care of yourselves, guys. Peace out.
Bye-bye.
Bye.